after I was so happy with the Derwent Drawing Pencils, I actually thought to expand and maybe buy like a bigger set. So that idea was just keep sort of coming and going, because I did want to have a bigger set of pencils, colored pencils. The only bigger one I have, the 50 pastel set, as you saw, that's a very specific color range. So I wanted to have a traditional big set where I have all of the colors in there. And then someone mentioned the Lightfast, and I thought that's really interesting because I started researching and I found that the Lightfast is very similar in this sort of blendability and color payoff to the drawing pencil. So, and the whole idea of the Lightfast is that all of the 100 pencils from this range are Lightfast, every single pencil, whereas you can't find that in any other range. From my understanding, there is always going to be some pencils in the set that are going to be more Lightfast and others not. So if you're creating a piece where you have to have all of the Lightfast colors, what you would naturally do is find colors which are Lightfast and work with those. So you'd be a little bit limited, or you'd face the risk of having your colors faded over time. The fact that they came out with these pencils, I thought was brilliant. So that just meant that what I have here, I will have in more colors and with Lightfastness. So let's go ahead and do a swatch for those as well. So I'll show you quickly the set. So this is the big 72 set. We had this conversation on my channel where there is a big 100 set in a wooden box, which is quite hard to get hold of. And and then also on Cult Pens, they sell the remaining 28 colors that you can buy as a separate add-on to the 72 if you wanted to have the entire range. But for me personally, I will just buy maybe a couple more colors because I feel like there aren't enough pinks that are in the middle ground. So there are a few pinks here that are quite deep and a few very light, but there isn't that sort of like a peachy pink. These are more kind of nudish type of colors, or those bluey pink colors and all of that. So I might add just those like cheek and sort of face makeup type of colors to these to this range, just as open stock. So I'm going to, actually I forgot to title these. I was going to pick out the colors. So let's see, there's a color very similar here. One is Dusky Pink and one is Cinema. I'm going to do Cinema because we had a few cinemas just to compare. And then I'm going to do, I'll find one that seems close enough. What's this color? Purple or deep rose? I'll go for the purple. Maybe this color is a better one. Merlot, that's it. Okay, so I'll do the Merlot, I'll do that, and then maybe I'll do one of the yellows again. Shall I do the Amber Gold? I'll do the Amber Gold like that. Did I say that this was Ruby Earth? I'm not sure if I said it, but that's what it is. And then now let's finally look into these. So we've got cinnamon here. It's interesting to see, I've got 3 cinemas here and how different they are. Next one is Amber Gold. I wonder if you can see it. The color is super intense. This is at the lightest, and look, it's already sort of at the medium range of Marigold. And as we said, Marigold was, or like the Holbein, seemed to be more intense in color compared to the previous ones. So, and that's already, you know. So this is medium pressure. It'd be good to see what happens when we get to that super hard pressure. Because obviously this one has a glossy effect. This should be quite matte, and yet it still has capacity to take colors in. So you can see it still has more payoff than that one. Beautiful. And color, it covers the paper. I mean, this one did not as much as this one. But it has exactly the same feeling as the drawing pencil. This one is Merlot. Good color match to these colors, isn't it? And then let's try it at the darkest. Again, more intense than the Holbein. There we go. Now let's try blending them. They are just a joy when it comes to portrait illustrating. The blendability is gorgeous. Again, you can see. Okay, so the camera cut out at some point. I'm not sure when. So, quite honestly, I didn't find blending with these specific colors as easy as I did here. So it could be depending on the colors, because I haven't tried blending a very dark color into like a brighter color in my illustrations. But using these sort of colors for blending on face, I felt were really effortless in my sort of experience. But you can see the full intensity is just a lot more than all the other brands we looked at. So in terms of glossiness, the glossiest finish is Holbein. Like I said, there comes a point where you just can't lay any more color or do any colors on top. It just won't take anymore, and you come to that point fairly quickly, although they are quite beautiful at their fullest intensity. Polychromos, they're great for detail, and I'd say in terms of the kind of burnished, glossy kind of finish, they come second after Holbein. And then we have Luminance, which have the least out of the three, so Holbein, Polychromos and Luminance, and they're quite irregular, I'd say. They have that, some of the colors are gritty, and some of the colors have kind of lines that are glossy and then others not, so there's a bit of inconsistency trying to blend them. There is definitely a sheen and glossiness there. I'm not even mentioning Irojiten, I just, use them to show you in case you were considering them. So they don't really belong within the other 5 artist grade pencils, but I thought it'd be good to compare them to since I had them. And then the drawing and the Lightfast right at the end, they're very, very similar, and they are just beautiful. There is zero burnished look to it, even at the most intense. I mean, these colors didn't even come anywhere close to that, yet they are more, have that sort of sheen to them compared to these colors. And so, yeah, they're very, very similar, the drawing and the Lightfast. I'm not sure if I would go as far as saying they are identical based on the on the blending here. I think if I had the exact colors to match, then I could make that, you know, make my opinion on that. But so far I felt that for blending, the best pencils were the drawing pencils based on this, and then for intensity and light fastness, obviously the light fast, and like I said, the blending that I have been doing in my illustrations with the colors that I picked. Maybe I was lucky to pick those colors. I had no problems with these three. I felt that they were a little bit more challenging to blend than this one. So that is it for today, and I hope you found this somewhat useful and it would help you to make the right decision to get the right pencil for you. Thanks for watching and see you soon.